everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Today I actually wanted to do another entry in my Back to the Basics series, and today's topic I'm going to be talking about is soft contact lenses. I actually had to get glasses at a very young age. I was probably about 9 when I first started wearing glasses, and I didn't quite love wearing glasses, but I mean, to this day it doesn't bother me anymore, but I was very self-conscious about it when I was much younger. And I think it was probably around the age 13 that I spoke with my optometrist and we arranged for me to begin contact lens use. And the contact lenses that we selected were soft contact lenses. Young or old, either way, contact lenses are something that are an option or an alternative to glasses. And like I said, today I just want to share a couple of the things about soft contact lens care and use, and give you some pointers and tips about how to have the best experience possible if you have been given a prescription for soft contact lenses. Now, for this purpose, I've just kind of gathered a little basket of things together that I feel like will kind of give you an overall view of what's going on when you do get contact lenses. For example, you'll want to have a good mirror, something that you feel like you can hold and look up close when you're putting your contact lenses in. Now, as you do this more and more, you'll notice it'll get so much easier, so you won't really need to worry about handheld mirrors, and sometimes you won't even need a mirror at all. You'll just be able to do it and not worry about it. Another thing that you'll also make sure that you have are little contact lens cases, and like I said, I grabbed some. Generally the cases come in all different shapes and sizes. There's 2 cases, it has a left and a right, and then they'll come with lids that go on the top. Usually they'll be different colors, they'll be different shapes. One will be marked with like a symbol. For example, this one has a little eye right here, you can see it. These are clearly marked with a kind of an R for right, and then the left one is just plain. I mean, either way, they'll clearly distinguish which one's the right side and which one's the left side on your lenses. That way, when you go to take them out or to apply them, you'll know which one is for the same eye. A lot of times people have different prescriptions in different eyes. Now, for example, in one eye, I think my prescription is like 1 point higher, so it needs to be stronger in my right eye than it is in my left. So that's why it's important to make sure that you keep them separate. Now, for the purpose of this, I'm actually going to use one of my older contact lenses, and that was an AccuView lens. This was the old brand that I used to use. I got to the point where I talked with my doctor and I wanted to have a little more oxygen flow back and forth to my eyes, so we switched to these other ones. But I am happy to have this one because I can actually show you the way the contact lens looks and the proper application. So generally when you first get your contact lens, you'll get a little pouch that looks like this. They snap apart, they're usually stuck together in a row. What you'll do is you will just take and tear open the pouch, which is what I'm going to do now. And inside of the pouch there's liquid, and that is the liquid suspension that just holds the contact lens and keeps it moist and keeps it from drying out. Now, what I recommend doing is when you first take it out, you don't want to, especially if you have fingernails, kind of like longer fingernails like I do, just gently use the tip of your ring finger and dab it into it, and you'll notice your contact lens will come off on your fingertip. And that just kind of helps eliminate just gouging it basically with your fingernails, or, you know, you just don't want to damage it the first time you go to wear it. Now, a contact lens is very thin and very flexible, and I can show you with this one. It's very clear. You can see that it's so soft like this. And they're easy to use, and they're also easy to lose. So I do recommend trying to keep a good hold of your contact lens, or perhaps install your contact lenses over a hard surface or something that maybe if it were to drop, you would be able to see it easily. Some contact lenses come with a slightly blue tinge, and I think against the white you may be able to see. These lenses are tinted with a very slight blue tinge to them, while my other ones are actually completely clear. So if I've dropped them in the past, it does take a little bit of an eye to look for them, but they're very soft and pliable. Now, the way to tell which way to actually put your contact lens in, and I'll show you. AccuView actually comes with a small A and V logo, and if you look at the outside of the lens, you should be able to read clearly A and V, the letter A and V. Now, that's a very nice feature that I do miss about the AccuView lenses that I don't experience with the ones that I use now. But there's also another way to tell. Primarily, it's going to be the shape of the lens when you have it on your finger and you look at it, and I will show you. This is the proper way to have a lens. I hope that you can see that. but the shape is going to be like a perfect bowl. You're going to want your contact lens to look like a perfect cup or a perfect bowl when you go to actually stick it on your eye. Now, if you have your lens turned the wrong way, which is what I'm going to demonstrate now, it's still going to be kind of similar in shape, but you'll notice that maybe the lens doesn't sit properly on your hand, and the edges of the lens will roll outward. And I think you can see it. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's not quite as bowl shaped, you can see. And do you see how that corner on this backside rolls outward? Well, that is actually concave. So instead of being a cup or a bowl, it still maintains a cup or a bowl shape, but the outside edges just flare up and out. And that's what you don't want, because that won't sit snugly onto your eye when you go to put your contact lenses on. So I'm done with this one, and I'm actually going to use my real contact lenses, and I'm going to show you how I actually apply my lenses. So you'll always want to make sure that whatever lens solution you select is compatible with the type of material your contact lens is made out of. Now, I'm going to take out a lens that I've had stored overnight, and I'm going to show you how I actually put them in. I remove it with that same gentle touch that I used to remove it from the other pack. Again, I have my lens on my finger. Alright, in the palm of my hand, I'm going to take and place a few drops. So basically, I've got a little puddle of contact lens solution in my hand, and I'm going to take my ring finger like this, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to rub my ring finger around in this thing, and I hope you can see this well, but I'm going to make sure to rub it around really good. You can use whatever finger's easier, but you just take your finger and just rub it around really good in the palm of your hand gently, and then you're going to want to take the lens and you're going to want to flip it over to the other side and do the same thing. You're going to want to do this for a few seconds on both sides, so you've got it really nice and clean. And it is worth mentioning that your hands should be clean when you start this, because you don't want to get any type of little sand bits or dust or anything like that. So just be careful that your fingers are clean and you don't have any debris. Now, once I've made sure it's nice and rubbed down on both sides, then what I like to do is, of course, make sure that I have the lens facing the right direction. And there we go. Now I've got it in the proper direction. So it's easy to tell that you'll have a cup shape. Then what I like to do is just look at the lens and make sure I don't see any dust or debris on that lens. Place a few drops of this solution into the lens. I feel like for me, with a little bit of solution in the lens, I kind of have dry eyes, so I feel like adding a little touch of solution in there really helps to get the lens on good, and it feels like it's a nice moisture barrier between that and my eye. What I like to do is take my pinky finger on the opposite hand, and I'm just going to raise my eyelid up so it exposes the surface of my eye. And then I'm going to take my lens, use the ring finger of the hand that I'm applying with to pull the bottom of my eye down. Sorry, I know this is kind of gross, but pull that down, and you're going to want to just lightly place the contact lens on your eye. Look down and around, and the extra solution will run out, but that's no big deal because you're going to have like a towel or something to pat it dry. And then you're just going to blink a few times, and voila, your contact lenses are in your eyes. Now, if you notice you might have like a stinging or burning sensation, you may have gotten a small piece of dust in your eye, so you would just go to remove it, and you would clean it out again, put a little more solution in, and then put it back in your eye. Now, putting the solution in before you put it on is optional, but like I said, I personally prefer to take the solution and put it in there. If you have especially dry eyes, you can forego the step of using the actual solution inside of your lens, and actually make sure, same thing with this, you use a re-wetting drop or contact lens re-wetting drops that are formulated for the materials that your lenses are made of, and these are safe for silicone soft lenses and hydrogel lenses, which is what mine are made of. And you can use these at any time during the day if you feel like your eyes are dry or red or irritated. This will re-moisturize your lens and just bring a lot more moisture to the area. And again, you can use this, a few drops of this inside of the lens before you put it in your eye as well, and that'll just give it a little bit of a cooling sensation, and it'll just feel better when you put it on your eye. So you could use that or that. The part in the evening, you'll always want to make sure that you've changed out your contact lens solution that was used the night before or the day before, depending on when you're putting these in. You're going to want to put fresh contact lens solution in both wells of these. Make sure you have your lids handy so you can seal them up tightly. You don't want to not seal them properly because they will dry out. Contact lenses can dry out overnight if they're not kept moist enough. And once they dry out, there's no reviving them. They are done for. They get very brittle. They can crack like glass would. It's pretty interesting to see. But anyhow, you're going to do the reverse process. And of course, you know, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to show you how I take them out, because that's one thing that always scares people. It's not so bad to put them in, but taking them out can be a little bit scary. So I'm going to get back up here again, and I'm going to use the same eye, and I'm going to show you. What I'll do is I'll get in front of a mirror. Again, I'll use the ring finger, and I like the ring finger because I get good control and I have freedom to use my first two fingers to actually do this process. Now, I'm going to look up, and I'm going to gently slide the contact lens down my eye like this. And then I'm going to take my two fingers and I'm going to pinch. And of course, the contact lens comes right out. And then I just pop it into the case, make sure it's covered with the solution, put the lid on it, and I'm done. I let them sit overnight and soak, and then the following day, I'll clean them off and I'll start the process all over again. Now, again, contact lenses are going to have different recommended lengths of wear. Make sure that you have lenses that are going to meet your needs as far as length of wear. Make sure that if you're going to need to wear them for long periods of time, that your doctor works with you to find something that is safe for example, 8 hours of wear, 10 hours of wear, 24 hours of wear. So you'll find something that meets your needs. Alright guys, I know it was a little bit of an unusual type of video, but I thought it was something I really wanted to address because, like I said, some of you may have just been given a prescription for contact lenses and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I use them? What do I do? So hopefully this video has helped you in some way, and here's to seeing more clearly and bright sparkly eyes. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day or night when you're watching this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!